So I invite you to stand near the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. You might take a few deep breaths in and out. You can breathe in through your nose. You might exhale through your nose or through your mouth. Even a little circle of your shoulders. This is just a nice way to start to tune into your body. Just feel what's going on inside. Just notice if there's any tension or tightness in your body that maybe this yoga practice will help to release. So another deep breath in and a nice exhale. Then you might find yourself coming to stillness. Feel free to close your eyes if you'd like, or just keep your eyes softly open. You might gaze forward or slightly downward. We'll just hold here for a few moments in stillness, listening to the sound of the breath, feeling the breath. Good. Just making this connection, moving inward. As you're breathing in, you might even feel the breath rising upward to fill up your lungs. Nice expansiveness in your chest, in your lungs, in your heart space. Then as you exhale, let's find our center by drawing navel inward towards spine. It's that light contraction of your abdominal muscles that we call the abdominal lock. Again, a nice inhale, lifting and lengthening through the spine. Expansion of the lungs. And your exhale, connecting to center, draw navel in. Now, a lot of our postures involve balancing. Dancer pose is a balancing posture. And so we really need that core strength, that core energy to help us with some of our core and balancing positions. Dancer pose is also a back bend. And so we'll be warming up the body with various back bends as well. Let's go ahead and take 3 more slow breaths in and out. Prepare your body to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms all the way up. Nice stretch, reach high. And exhale, we'll fold forward. So again, good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way down. Maybe touching the ground or your toes, or maybe just letting your hands land at your shins. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or thighs to extend your spine. And we'll exhale and fold again back down towards toes. Now if you want to touch your toes, just simply put a little bit more bend in your knees, more curvature in the spine, and you might be able to touch the ground or your toes. If you'd like, maybe some circling of the shoulders. Again, we're just kind of warming up the body, getting tuned in. So we have a nice deep standing forward fold, some circling of the shoulders, just getting things ready for our apex posture of dancer pose in its various forms. Go ahead and lean or shift your weight back into your heels. Bend your knees like you're going to sit down into a low chair. Look forward. Extend your arms out. Then stand up all the way. Reach up into the sky. And exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Pause here. Just take a breath in and out. And let's go through that same sequence. This is our half salute to the sun. Here we go. Inhale, extend your arms out and up. Reach high. Big stretch. Exhale, lead with your heart, fold forward with a softness in your knees. Make your way down, maybe touching your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or thighs. Feel that nice full extension of spine. Then exhale back down towards your toes. Hold very briefly. Then shifting your weight back into your heels, bent knees, lower your hips, look forward. Then inhale, sweep your arms out and all the way up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands together, and back down to your heart space. Let's take a couple breaths here. Just returning to this mountain posture. And just also be aware of being or feeling balanced on 2 feet. Remember, we're doing some balancing poses, and so we want to first establish this connection of both feet on the ground. Let's continue our flow. Sun Salute Series A. Inhale, reach into the air. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, rise up halfway, long spine, half forward fold or monkey pose. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands or palms all the way down to the ground. Walk or step both feet back into plank pose. Hold here as you breathe in. Exhale, put a little bend in your knees and send your hips into the air, downward facing dog. Adjust your feet, adjust your hands as we hold this posture for several breaths, arriving in the posture, tuning in. Deep breaths, and with this breath you might add some movement. You can pedal your feet here, pressing one heel down, then the other. As one heel presses towards the mat, the other heel can lift. So you'll feel a stretch through your calves when you press the heels downward. You'll feel a stretch through your toes as you lift the heels upward. Let your knees bend. It'll feel like you're walking or even pedaling a bicycle. Also be aware of your hands pressing firmly, very strongly into the ground. Strong arms here. Come back to stillness, downward facing dog. Inhale fully. As you exhale, walk, step, or even hop both feet back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, soft knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up. Reach high. Now this exhale, take chair pose. We're going to move right away into Series B. Chair pose. Breathe in to extend out through your arms in your seat. Exhale, dive out of your chair, down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, full length of spine. Exhale, bent knees, hands to the mat. Walk or step or even hop back into plank pose. Breathe in once you're here. Exhale, finish your push-up if you'd like. Coming down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or even cobra pose. Either one's fine right here. Exhale, downward facing dog onto your toes, lifting hips into the air. Pause for a moment as you arrive. You might want to keep a softness in your knees. That way your hips can rise a little higher, maintaining a full length of spine. Let's continue with our lunges. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the ground, shifting the weight back. So you have good balance and weight on both feet, even distribution there. Inhale, reach forward and rise up, hinging from the hips, warrior one. We'll exhale and fold and come right back down to the ground. Plant your hands, slide right foot back to meet the other. Finish your push-up, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Adjusting, and then the other side. Inhale, extend left leg up, reach high. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel plants. Feel that weight shift back, more weight in that back foot. So you feel balanced here. Inhale, float your arms right up as you're facing forward, warrior one. Exhale, let's come back down. Plant your hands, and we'll step back. Plank. Now you can just go right into down dog if you want, or complete the full flow. Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to do one thing here. Let's shift our weight back into plank pose. Let's come down chaturanga. Actually, come all the way down to your belly here. Long legs, pointed toes. We're going to move into up dog and hold up dog for a moment. Now, we need to step the hands back just a little bit so the arms form a nice right angle. So the elbows are pretty much right over the wrist. That's going to give you good leverage to help you rise into this back bend. Squeeze or hug your elbows in towards ribs. Roll your shoulders back away from the ground, even squeezing shoulder blades together. As we inhale, we lengthen through the body. As we exhale, we push into the floor, lifting upper body, arms are straight, and we look forward. Now you can keep your knees on the ground. Mine are on the ground at the moment, but you can also press the tops of the feet into the ground to lift the knees off the ground. And you're in your back bend right here, pushing strongly into the mat, lifting but still feeling like you're going forward. All right, that's enough. Bring the knees down. Come to hands and knees like this, just like this. Good. Let's take cat and cow. We're going to inhale, lift head and heart, arching the back, so another back bend. Exhale into, well, that was cow pose, sorry, that was cow. Exhale into cat, rounding. Hold for a second to get that counter position in the body. Then flow. Inhale, cow pose, arching the back, minor back bend. Exhale, round it out, cat. This is a good undulation of the spine, a nice conditioning for the low back, the lumbar area of the spine. So you want to feel like your belly button's pulling up towards spine, tuck pelvis, chin to chest, rounded back in your cat pose. We'll do this a few more times, just following your breath as you flow, as you move. Let's take one more breath in and out. And then you'll finish on hands and knees like this, a little tabletop position. Let's return to down dog. Just step your hands forward a little bit. Spread out your fingers so you're creating a good base. Tuck your toes with a good exhale. Lift knees, lift hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, left heel to the ground. Find that balance, then rise. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open to a warrior two. Let's hold this for a moment. Nice extension out through the arms. Make sure there's a good knee bend here in front. A breath or two right there. We're going into side angles. We're going to reach forward. Angled upper body, rotate the arms here. Right arm down, left hand up, just like this. I like to stay pretty high up in this pose, where you can see my right hand is right here next to my thigh. This is good for me. If you like to go a little lower, you're certainly welcome to. You might take your feet a little wider, taking the body a little lower, and this hand can either touch the ground or bring in your stacked blocks. Let's breathe in. And exhale, we'll turn, bring hands down to the ground. Step back, plank, hold plank. We'll take a shortcut here to down dog. Just bend your knees, send your hips into the air. Then inhale, extend left leg up behind you. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat now. Right heel plants into the ground, finding that balance. You'll know because there's no more weight in your hands. Inhale, float your arms up, warrior one. Exhale, opening here to warrior two. Some adjustments in the body. Nice lunge, bent left knee. Make sure knee and toes are pointing forward. Good energy of your extended arms. Side angle to your personal depth. Angled upper body, rotate the arms. This is comfortable for me. Please feel free to go lower if you desire. We'll hold for a couple breaths. Getting us some good opening up through the hips. We even get a nice side body stretch. We'll inhale. Exhale, turn. Let's bring the hands back down to the ground. And we'll step back, plank, holding plank. Hold for a moment. Now from here, you're going to bring your right knee to the ground. And when it comes down to the ground, be sure it's directly underneath your hip, so it's straight up and down. I'm tapping my right foot because we're going to swing this right foot off to the right side. Okay, you might even be literally off the mat. Lean into your right hand because we're going to open up. Take this left arm up into the air. This is our side plank pose. Now this left leg or left foot is still on the ground, but flex the foot so the leg feels strong, right, as we're in this sideways position. Reach high, but then we're going to take this left arm overhead just to get a nice side body stretch, really lengthening here. And it's okay if the body kind of bends a little. Okay, let's bring this left hand back up, straight up toward the ceiling. Inhale as you do so. And our exhale to return to the ground. You can bring both knees to the ground. Let's just do 2 breaths, cat and cow. just to bring some evenness back into the body. We'll do the other side. So we'll start by swinging the left foot off to the left side. I call this a kickstand. It just helps with the balance of this pose. Put weight into your left hand so you can extend the right leg back and then take right hand up into the air. And now you're opening sideways again for our modified or using a variation of Vashisthasana, our side plank pose. Let's flex the right foot so it's very strong, very active in that whole right leg. Reaching high with the right hand. And then overhead, reach, extend. Hopefully feeling a lengthening sensation down through the right side of your body. We'll take another breath in, and our exhale to carefully return to hands and knees. Bring in your kickstand. 2 breaths here, cat and cow. Feel the nice movement of the pelvis, rounded sensation of the back, opening of the chest, core engagement. All right, downward facing dog. Step the hands forward slightly, tuck your toes, lift knees, hips into the air, down dog, hold. Then walk, step, or hop both feet back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, extending spine, and then your fold. Weights in the heels, bent knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come back up to standing, reaching high. Very good. Exhale, bring your arms down by your side, right here. All right, good. Back to mountain pose. All right. Feel free to shake out a little bit, get some water. That's a nice warm-up for the body. And when you return, we'll start our balancing. We're going to start with tree pose. Great place to start with balancing. So when you make your way back to mountain pose, we're going to shift the weight into right foot, press firmly into the ground with right foot, and at the same time as you inhale, feel that lengthening through the spine, feel extra tall. Exhale, pull belly in to engage your core, then float the left foot up, flexing the foot to keep the leg energized. Maybe the thigh comes to parallel here with the floor. Then, like a gate on a fence, just swing the gate open by turning the left knee towards the left side of the room. And then place your foot on the inside of your standing leg. Once you have that established, we'll inhale and we'll take the arms up into the air. I like to keep them kind of at a V shape because it just keeps my neck and shoulders quite spacious. Reaching high, inhaling to get longer and taller. Exhale, pull belly in. Just a couple more breaths as we balance. You might want to find something to focus on out in front of you, or even looking down at the ground. That should help. Let's keep the arms extended. Let's swing left knee forward, lifting knee so the thigh is parallel to the ground again. Plant the foot into the ground and just bring your arms back down by your side. And again, you can give yourself a little shake. Roll the shoulders, circle the wrists. You can even move your hips and bend your knees. And we'll get ready for the other side. So here we are, shifting weight now into the left foot, rooting it into the ground. We inhale to get tall, lengthen spines, lungs expanding. Exhale, connect to core, drawing navel in. Float right foot up when you're ready. Flex the foot so it's active, thigh parallel to the ground. Swing the knee out to the side and placing foot on the inside of your standing leg. I always go to my calf. You can always bring it up higher if you want to. Inhale, reach on all the way up. You can go straight up if you want, like that, or opening up like a little V. Reaching up, long spine. Don't forget your breathing. Exhale, pull belly in, core engagement. That's the abdominal lock, helping us with our balance. Also your drishti, that's just where you're looking, your gaze. Look forward or look downward. Look at the corner of the floor or room to help you really focus. Let's keep the arms extended. We'll swing the right knee forward, lifting the knee until the thigh is parallel to the ground, and then plant the foot down into the ground. Once again, bringing your arms back down by your side, completing that series. And then shake it all out. Excellent. Let's move on. Let's get the body in motion again. Let's go through another sun salute. When you're ready, inhale, reach into the air, both arms. Exhale, take chair pose. Finishing that exhale, take a breath in, extending out through your arms. Exhale, dive out of your seat, down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, re-extend spine, monkey, lifting up halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor, walk, step, or hop back, plank pose. Then right away coming down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to your back bend. Try up dog or cobra, that's fine too. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here, inhale, extend right leg up. We're going to hold it up for a moment. We're going to open up the hip by bending your knee. Bring your heel down towards your backside and lift your knee straight up towards the ceiling. That creates a minor twist in the spine and opens the hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, unwind it, and then step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel plants, finding that balance. Hands are light, so you can inhale, rise up. Exhale, open, warrior two. Settle in. Right away, side angle, reach forward. Angled upper body, rotate the arms. We're going to inhale to extend both arms, up and down. Exhale, turn. Let's bring hands to the floor. Step back, plank, but keep the right foot lifted, like this. Just a few inches off the floor with the right foot. Bend the right knee and bring it in towards the elbow, right elbow. It doesn't have to touch the elbow. And then straight back, and again, right up again to down dog. So the right leg is still extended up in the air. Hold for a moment here. Good extension to the arms, torso, both legs. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Let's go to a high lunge here. So the left heel stays lifted behind us. We're shifting the weight back because we want that same balance so the hands are light. So we can hinge from hips and rise straight up to our high lunging position. Squeeze inner thighs towards center. That might help with the balance. Feel this left heel push back, even though it's not touching the ground. Okay, follow me. We're going to hinge forward about 45 degrees like this. Shifting weight into the front foot so you can step forward with that back foot until we're in chair pose again. Hold, because we're going to go right away to the other side. Breathe in from in chair. Exhale, dive out of chair pose to forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, bent knees, hands to the mat. Hop or step back, plank pose. Right away, coming down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Arriving, continuing. Inhale, extend left leg up, reach. Bend the knee, heel towards backside, lifting the knee straight up. There's our hip opener. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind, step through. Left foot to the top. Right heel plants down behind you. Warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Side angle pose when you're ready. Rotate your arms. Once we're here, breathe in, reach high and low. Exhale, turn, bring hands to the ground. Step back, plank with the left foot lifted. Like this, just a few inches off the ground with the left foot. As you exhale, bend this left knee and bring it in towards the left elbow. It doesn't have to touch it. Hold. And then back to down dog while extending left leg up into the air. Hold for all these nice extensions. With your next exhale, step through. Left foot to the top of the mat again. Right heel stays lifted because we're going to rise to high lunge. Here we are. Right heel's lifted. That means everything's facing forward here. Hips are square. Heart's facing forward. Squeezing the inner thighs to help that balance. Now hinge forward about 45 degrees. Shifting weight into the left foot. Step forward into chair pose again. Go ahead and stand up tall, reach for the sky. Arms down by your side to complete that sequence. There we are. Shake it out. All right, good job. All righty, let's get into our dancer pose. We're going to keep this one mild the first time, okay? I'm just going to adjust my mat, and we'll get ready. All righty. So we're going to start by shifting weight into the right foot, okay? Just like we're setting up for tree pose. Right foot's on the ground. Now my left foot, I'm just going to kick it back like this. So that foot is just kicking back. This left hand, we're going to try to catch the outside of the left foot here. And if your leg went out, like mine did, you want to squeeze or hug the left knee back in towards right knee. They don't have to touch, but bring it back to center, towards center. Little bend in the right knee. Keep the right knee bent. Then extend your right arm up into the air. So we've already established the balance. We're balancing on one foot. Now bend the right knee a little bit more. Start to hinge forward. Sometimes I call this tip the scale, or like you're pouring hot water from a tea kettle. And we're just going to keep it here. This is our mild position. We're not going to go any further than this at the moment, because this is the workings toward our dancer pose, a fuller position. And you can always do it like this, okay? We're going to rise back up nice and tall, squeeze inner thighs towards each other, release the left foot, plant it into the ground. Let's bring both arms up into the air, and exhale, arms back down by your side. Okay, so that's our warm-up for dancer pose. We're really just incorporating kind of that reaching back sensation, holding onto the foot while balancing on the other foot, okay? So other side, shifting weight into your left foot, rooting into the ground, nice and tall up top. Let's kick the right foot back. I'm pointing my toes here, okay? Or you can even flex the foot, just something active. This right hand will just catch that ankle, hug the legs in towards center, squeeze, bend the left knee, just so it's soft. We want to make sure we're engaging muscle and not locking into the knee joint. Extend the left arm up into the air. Now if you want, you could just stay just like this for your dancer pose. Or bend your left knee a little bit more, so you kind of go down a tiny bit, and then tip forward a tiny bit. So this is our tiny dancer. So we're just holding for our variation of dancer pose. Balancing. We also get this chest opening, shoulder opening. All right, let's come back up, squeezing thighs towards each other. Release the right foot to the ground, both arms up into the air, and then both arms down by your side. Excellent, shake all that out. All right, let's continue. Got some more poses to add on. We're going to inhale, take both arms up into the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to the ground. We're going to step back into plank. Let's just pause, taking a nice strong straight line in the posture. Take a shortcut, bent knees, hips into the air, downward facing. Now we're going to inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist. We're going to pigeon pose. As we exhale, unwind and bring right knee to the ground behind the right wrist, and of course we're angling the right leg. The left leg can come down, the knee comes down, but use the left knee and toes to kind of scoot back so we find the center. Your hips are your center for this posture. You can stay up high in this posture, or go a little lower if you're able, only if you're able. We'll inhale for some length in the spine, and we're going to exhale, crawl forward, so maybe your elbows reach the ground. We're going to hold here, not too long actually, so this is pigeon pose prep. It just gets nicely into the hips, okay, both legs. But the other variations, or one other variation of pigeon pose is a back bend, and we are going to do the back bend. Let's take 2 more breaths. Slowly rise back up onto your hands. Your hands will probably be in front of this bent leg, but we need to reposition the hands so they're underneath you, underneath the shoulders, okay? So I'm bringing my hands by my side, and if I push directly down, just like we did that up dog earlier, where you pushed into the ground and lifted and open your chest, just like this. And you can see or experience that your shoulder is stacked over elbow, elbow stacked over wrist. And we're just looking forward right here. So this is another version of pigeon pose. We're going to take a breath in. Exhales, come down. Sit off to your right side, enough where you can bring this left leg around to the front. Quickly come to cobbler's pose, just to kind of realign the body. right here. So the soles of the feet touch, sitting up nice and tall. Just for a moment, we're going to transition to boat. You're going to lean back. As you lean back, bring the knees together and then lift your feet. Don't forget to energize your feet. Point your toes or flex your feet, either one. You can hold on to the backs of your legs and experience the lifting and lengthening of the spine, still at an angle. We want to create this V shape. A couple more breaths. Don't forget to engage your core. We're going to move here. Breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, shifting forward into your hands. Hopper step back, plank pose, hold. Shortcut down dog. Other side. Inhale, extend left leg up. Bend, twist open, pigeon. Exhale, bring knee forward, down to the ground behind left wrist, angled left leg. Right knee comes to the ground. Use your knee and toes to shift the weight back. We're getting centered into the hips, taking the pressure off of the hands. Go as low as you like, or stay up as high as you need to. You can also maybe use a pillow or a block right here to tuck underneath the left cheek, just so things stay lifted and aligned if you want. Take a breath in to extend spine. Exhale, imagine you're going forward, crawling forward, maybe bringing elbows to the ground, and experience this nice hip release. Our pigeon pose prep. We're going to get ready for that back bend. First, we're just working on the hip opening part of it. All right, 2 more breaths. And then rise up onto your hands. Again, they may be in front of you. Let's bring them to the side so we can start to align the joints. You can be on your palms or your fingertips, or even bring in blocks here if you wanted, like this. Push into the ground or your blocks to lift upper body. So we've created the back bend. You're looking forward, your heart is forward, shoulders, elbows, and wrists are nicely aligned in a straight line. And you're going to feel this perhaps in your right hip flexor. Really lifting so you don't feel like you're pinching or collapsing into your low back. Breathe in. Exhale, let's sit off to the left side. Let's bring this right leg around to the front. Let's realign this body by coming to cobbler's pose or bound angle. Sitting up nice and tall with the feet together. And then lean back, straight spine. As you lean back, this should allow you to bring the knees together, lifting feet, boat pose, Navasana. Three more breaths. Inhaling to feel a fully extended spine. Fill up your lungs as you breathe in, and as you exhale, engage the abdominal lock. When you take your 4th breath, we're going to inhale, getting ready to move. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hopper step back, plank pose. We'll complete the series with chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hold for a moment. And then bring knees to the ground. Let's do a couple of things here. Let's go back to our Vashisthasana variation. That's where we were on our knees. We made a kickstand first with the right foot by swinging it off to the side. Lean to the right so we can open up the body sideways here by taking left hand into the air. Good extension up and then overhead. Reach through your fingertips. Flex the left foot, but at the same time, let's lift the foot. Just like that. Reach. We're going to turn this into a back bend. You're going to bend your left knee, bring your heel towards backside. And this left hand is going to reach back behind it. Don't worry if you can't catch your foot or hold on to it. Just reach back into midair. But if you are able to catch the ankle or foot, go ahead and do so. And we feel the chest and belly expand and push forward. And you kind of create this sideways back bend. So in a way, this is another version of dancer pose. Couple more breaths. Then we'll inhale to release and re-extend the leg and arm. Exhale, return to the mat. Both hands, both knees. Cat and cow, maybe 1 or 2 breaths. Other side. Make a kickstand with your left foot. Lean into the left hand, opening up sideways, right arm extends up into the air. Flex your right foot to energize the leg. Once you've got your balance, lift the right foot, leg extended. Right hand reaching overhead. We're extending through the spine as well as stretching the side body. Here comes the back bend. Bend your right knee, heel comes towards back side. Reach back with your hand. Again, don't worry if you can't catch it. If you can, catch the heel or touch the heel or grab the ankle. Feel the belly and chest pushed forward. And this is what creates the back bend. And if you're holding on to the foot, you're kind of moving it in the opposite direction as the chest. All right, let's inhale to release and fully extend opposite directions. Exhale, return to the earth in our tabletop. Cat and cow, realigning. All right, let's take a little break. You can sit back into hero pose, just so you can get a little rest from the wrists here. You can even do a little counter pose by pressing maybe the tops of your hands like this into the ground or into each other. Even a little swing of the wrists like that to massage them. All right, we're going to get ready for another posture. Here's where you might want to bring in your blocks, okay? So I've got my 2 stacked blocks. My blocks aren't that thick, okay? If you've got yoga blocks, you probably have the thicker version of these. All right, I'm going to put both of my blocks kind of closer to the right side of the mat there. And then I return to down dog. So my hands are just kind of behind the blocks for the moment. And let's return to down dog. You can do this with me. Let's inhale, extend right leg up into the air. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Let's go back to warrior 1. Plant the left heel into the ground. Rise up like this. Reach. Exhale, opening to warrior 2. Take side angle. All right, hold here. Now we're in this sideways position. We're moving into half moon. Basically, half moon is this posture, except we're going to be standing on the right foot while the left leg is extending up into the air, but we're still at this angled position, arms extending top to bottom. So stay in your warrior 2, look out at your set of blocks here, and you're going to grab for them. You may lunge, lean, and get that hand on your block, right there, your stacked blocks. This left foot will kind of drag in. Let's get a little bit more pressure or weight into the hand so this left leg can float up into the air. Flex the foot. Lift the leg. Opening up. So this is half moon. If you're able to be here, wonderful. If you're partially here or needed to come out of the pose, perfectly good too. Now we're going to go a little deeper. We're going to bend this left knee. Bring heel down towards backside. Bring left hand down, either touching the heel or grabbing the ankle, kind of like we did when we're on our knees. Another version of dancer, but this is half moon or a bound half moon. We're going to release, opening, return to warrior 2. Bending the right knee so we can set this left foot onto the ground. Rise back up. We're just taking this in reverse. And go ahead and reverse the warrior. Taking right hand up into the air like that. Then windmill. Bring both hands down to the ground. Step back, plank pose. Hold. Bend the knees, bring them to the ground. If you want, you can sit back into child's pose for a quick relief. Actually, let's just go ahead and do that. Before that, I actually moved my blocks over to the other side. Couple more breaths. Stay here as long as you need to. It's a nice counter pose because that bound half moon was a back bend. All right, back up to hands and knees. Be sure your blocks are on the other side. Tuck toes, lift knees and hips, down dog. Other side. Inhale, extend left leg up. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel plants into the ground, balanced. Warrior one. Exhale, open warrior two. Reach, side angle. And this is the workings of our half moon. All right, let's get ready. Okay, look down at your stack of blocks. This left hand is ready to catch them. Just kind of lunge for them. Catch the blocks. Weights in the hands. So this right foot slid in a little bit. So we can extend this right leg up into the air. Be sure to flex your foot. That will give that leg a lot of energy. Opening up as sideways as you can. Doesn't matter if it's not open all the way. Don't worry. But feel that right leg lifting. Let's go for the back bend. Bend the right knee. Heel comes down towards back side. Right hand reaching behind. Let's say you can't reach it. That's okay. And I even fell out of the pose. Bending the knee and just reaching back from midair. This is perfect, just like this. Now, I like to look down at the ground because it helps with balance. Okay, let's release, re-extend. Back to warrior two. Bend the left knee, plant the right foot down, come back up to warrior two. Reverse your warrior, left hand reaching into the sky, like so. Windmill, hands down to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Bring the knees to the ground right here. Cat and cow. And we'll do one more child's pose right here. Three more breaths. Then come back to hands and knees. We can move those blocks out of the way for now. Return to down dog. With a good exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of your mat. Monkey pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up to standing, reach into the air. Exhale, arms down by your side. Excellent. All right, we need to return to dancer pose. Now, the first time was just tiny dancer, that warm up. Now, let's see if we can take this a little further, if you want to. Follow me. You can always do the tiny dancer version. I just made that up. Shifting the weight into your right foot, nice and tall. Kick left foot back. Okay, we're going to catch that left ankle with the left hand. If the legs separated, bring them back in towards center. Bend the right knee, keep it bent. Extend right arm up into the air. Remember, you can stay like this, or let's tip the scale a little bit. Bend the right knee a little, tip forward a little bit. There's our tiny dancer. Now you can go a little further if you want, which incorporates more of the back bend, more balance. Bend the right knee more. Tip over more, pouring out that kettle of tea. And then extend, reach forward with the right hand and kick the left foot back. This creates that back bend. This is dancer pose. All right, while squeezing inner thighs towards each other, we're rising up, releasing left foot to the ground, both arms up into the air, arms down by your side. Take a breath. Alrighty, so it doesn't matter which version you did with that, okay? You can go forward for that back bend or keep it more of the balancing position. Okay, other side. Shifting weight into left foot now. We'll kick the right foot back, catch it in your right hand, hug legs towards center. Squeeze. Bend left knee. Take left arm up into the air. Stay here or tiny dancer. Bend left knee a little bit, tip over a little bit. Right there. If you want to go further, creating the balance with a back bend, dancer pose, bend left knee more. Tip over more, tipping that scale. Pour out that kettle of water. Extend, reach with this left hand forward. Even look forward, heart's moving forward. Right foot is kicking back. And it goes up naturally. Creates the back bend. Rising, squeezing to inner thighs. Once you're tall, releasing right foot to the ground. Both arms up into the air. Arms down by your side. Shake it out. All right, we're ready for our sequence. Now, once we get to, part of the sequence is pigeon pose. I'm going to be adding a little surprise once we get to pigeon pose. Okay, let's start in mountain pose. The first posture, actually let's bring in our blocks, okay? So bring in your blocks, right side of your mat, right there. Okay, do your best with this. I'm kind of throwing this at you as a surprise. Mountain pose, we're starting with tree pose. So starting by shifting weight into the right foot. Nice and tall, lengthened spine. Bend the left knee, but you're lifting forward like that. Remember, tree pose. Swing the left knee out to the side, plug foot into standing leg. Let's extend the arms up. Hold for balance. This is going to turn into dancer pose. Keep arms extended. Swing left knee forward, lift the knee, flex foot, thighs parallel, but then kick that leg back. And this left hand will come down, catch the ankle, squeeze to inner thighs, okay? Bend the right knee, tip over a little bit, you can do tiny dancer, or go a little further, bend the knee, tip over more, extend. Here's the surprise. Look down at the ground. Actually, look at your blocks. Bring the right hand down. Bend so you can bring this right hand down to the blocks. Keep hold of this left foot and then turn sideways. We're opening up as best as we can here. It's that bound half moon position. Release the foot, extend the leg, left hand up into the air. Let's reverse this. We're going into warrior two. Bend the right knee, bring left hand to the ground, rise up warrior two, reverse your warrior, right hand up into the sky. There you go. Windmill, bring the hands down to the ground. As I'm coming down, I'm just going to move my blocks out of the way. Plank pose, right foot lifted. Then bend knee, bring the right knee down to the ground underneath hips. We're going to Vasisthasana. Make your kickstand. Turn sideways, extend and open, lift that left foot. Extend this left arm overhead. Back bend, bend the knee, reach back, catch the foot if you can reach. Send the belly and chest forward. There's our back bend here. All right, listen and follow along. Releasing to extend the arm and leg. We're going to turn, just bring the left hand to the ground. Bring your right kickstand in, tuck your toes. This left leg is still lifted. We're going into down dog with that right foot and toes tucked. Lift to down dog. Left leg is now in the air. Bend and twist open. Pigeon. Left leg comes down to the ground behind the wrist. Angle the leg. Crawl the right leg back. We're not going down. We're staying up. So bring hands by your side. Press, lift. Now, here's the surprise again. Bring this left hand in front. Prop yourself up. You can do this or not. Lean forward a little bit. Bend right knee. Reach back with right hand. If you can catch that foot, there it is. Now this left hand can stay on the mat to keep you balanced, or if you're able, take this left hand up into the air. We're going to bring that left hand back down. Bring the right foot down. Sit off to your left side. Swing right leg around. Quick cobbler's pose to help realign. Boat, lean back, knees together, lift feet. There we are, Navasana, couple of breaths, core engagement. One more breath in and out. We'll take another full breath in, ready to move. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front, props hop or step back, plank pose. Complete your series, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. You could come back down to your knees if you'd like, just in case you need to move your blocks over now to your left side. Then return to down dog. With your next exhale, walk, step, or hump both feet back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, extend through spine, and fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up to standing, reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart. That's our sequence. Other side, starting with tree pose. Shifting weight into your left foot. Right knee lifts. Swing knee out to the side, plug it in. Balancing here. Inhale, extend your arms straight up. Get that good length of spine. Find your balance. Find your focus forward. We're going to turn this into dancer pose. Keep arms extended. Swing right knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. But then kick that leg back. Right hand comes down, catching the ankle from the outside. Squeeze to inner thighs. Bend the left knee a little. Tip over a little. There's our tiny dancer. Or go deeper if you want. Bend left knee more. Tip the scale more. And extend. We're going to our bound half moon. Look at the ground. Look at your blocks. Bring the left hand down, bend or tip until you can catch the blocks with your hand. And then lift the right knee. It kind of opens up sideways a little bit because you're turning open sideways. There's our bound half moon. Releasing the leg, extending the leg and arm into half moon. There. Warrior 2. Bring right foot down behind you by bending left knee. Rise up, Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Left hand reaching up into the sky. Windmill to bring both hands down to the ground. You can move your blocks out of the way if you want. Step back, plank, left foot lifted. Then bring left knee to the ground underneath the hip. Straight line. Angle or kickstand with that left foot. Side plank. Vashisthasana variation. Float that right leg up, flexing the foot, right arm extends overhead. Let's create another back bend. Bend the knee, reach back, catch if you can, or just touch the heel, or touch the air. Feel the chest and belly open or expand forward. Keep this right foot flexed. It'll keep that leg energized. Re-extend. Turn, bring the right hand only to the ground. Bring your left kickstand back in, tuck your toes. We're going to down dog here. Left foot stays on the ground while right leg reaches up into the sky. Pigeon. Bend and twist first. Actually, bend, knee, twist, pigeon. Exhale, right knee to the ground. Angled leg. Left leg crawls back. Hands by your side. Push into the ground so you can lift up. Stay just like this, or right hand comes in front to help prop yourself up. Lean forward slightly. If you can, bend left leg. Bring the heel towards back side. This left hand reaches back for that foot. You can stay like this if you made it here. Or if you're able, if you find balance, you can extend this right arm up into the air. We'll bring that hand back down immediately, releasing that left foot, hands in front. Sit off to the right side, swing left leg around. Let's come to cobbler's pose and hold cobbler's pose. And actually take a forward fold. Very well done. Very engaging and dynamic sequence. After a couple breaths here, we're going to lie down. As you're lying down, make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat so you can have some space. We'll continue forward folding just by bringing knees into chest. You can even give yourself a little massage here. We'll go kind of quickly through these next couple of poses so we can spend some time in Shavasana. Let's take a twist here by taking knees off to the left side, right arm off to the right side. Maybe just 3 deep breaths here. When you're ready, return to center, and then take knees off to the other side. Just finding some relief in the back after all those back bends. There was a lot of back bends in our practice. Back bends and balancing. Hip openers. Let's bring the knees back up to center. Let's take reclining cobbler's pose for a last hip opener so the soles of the feet can touch here. Set the feet onto the ground so the knees and legs can just kind of fall open naturally. And then just kind of lie in this relaxed mode for a few moments. Now if there's any other poses you'd like to do, please feel free. Maybe you want to do a back bend, like a wheel pose or a bridge pose. Even though we already did a lot of back bends, you're welcome to do another. Or even an inverted posture, just by extending legs straight up into the air, or shoulder stand and then plow if you want to. And whenever you feel complete with your added movements, find your way to full relaxation. That could be Shavasana, or it might be any other pose that feels restorative and relaxing. And once you're here, just really settle in, find stillness, maybe a deep breath or two to help calm the mind and body. And we'll hold in stillness. Feel free to stay here as long as you need to. No rush to move. But when it is time to move, start with 5 deep breaths. Beginning to feel movement return to your body. And after your 5th breath, move in slow motion so you can roll carefully onto either side of your body. Even hold here for several breaths in this nurturing pose. And then when you feel complete, still moving as slowly as possible, rise up to seated. If you're still in Shavasana, stay there if you'd like. There's certainly no rush to move. You can even complete your practice in Shavasana if you'd like. If you did make it up to seated, maybe you've got your legs crossed. I like to sit on a block. Sitting up nice and tall, your arms can just relax down by your side, hands in your lap or on your knees. Return to the full richness of your breath. To help complete our practice together, go ahead and inhale and extend your arms out and up, reaching as high as you can. As you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart space. Taking one more breath once you're here. And as we complete our practice together, we bow, saying Namaste.